everyone, to people just joining, to people who have been waiting, and to everyone watching things back on the VOD, whether it's here on Twitch or on YouTube, depending on when you're watching this. Hello, welcome back to another stream, and welcome back to Game Dev. Now, hold on, let me put on other music first. Thinking. Best PS1 soundtrack compilation. I'll go for that one. I would prefer if I didn't get an ad, though, before... Fun fact, your stream's jump scare... Is it because I said you lost the game? Is it because I said you lost the game twice now? I like this format of my go live notification saying that you've lost the game. You're thinking about the consequences of losing the game, and I just made you think about it. Yes. Oh, and that's what I was waiting for it to start, and now you're starting the stream. Oh, that's what you meant. Okay, ignore me. Anyway, music there and sorted. Okay, so before I start anything, I did end up... Cannot ignore the fact that you made me lose the game. Sorry. Anyway, before I start anything, I did end up upgrading my PC from Windows 10 to Windows 11. That took way too long this month or earlier this week. Whew. Gosh. Anywho, and I had to make sure that things were still working in the project, because the thing that I was not 100% sure on is whether or not there was going to be, like, any issues with Rider changing my version of Windows from Windows 10 to 11. But suffice to say, I ran a quick compile to make sure that there weren't any compatibility issues for that, and everything compiled fine. There was no, like, oh, error, this cannot compile because la-di-da-di-da, it's not using this version of, or this version, or set up for this configuration for Windows 11. You're still using the configuration for Windows 10 or whatever. So, for the time being, it seems to be fine. It doesn't seem to want to commit die. Hey, Day. So, that's working. But it also means that I'm able to play the games that I was scared that I was not going to be able to, you know, properly play again because of the bloody compatibility issues between Windows 10 and 11 players. So I have that all sorted out now. But yeah, no. Last week, we finally finished working on, I suppose, well, to be fair, this is just like the basics for the dialogue system, rather than, you know, this is just the dialogue system as is. You know, it's just going to look like this. I just talked to a Final Fantasy XIV 1.0 player. She was super nice and told me to have fun with story. Oh, okay. Yo, Final Fantasy XIV is not that bad. I'll play it when I retire from fighting games. Anyway, so basics of the dialogue system. We walk up. We cannot, you know, move or change the thing. Click the line of dialogue. We can select one of three. I still need to learn how to map, like, moving within the like UI to the controller. I still need to sort that out, but I can sort that out maybe today or as you saw. Yeah, I saw that. Jesus Christ. Friendship. I mean, friendship is beautiful, but also, wow, that's an expensive friendship. This is one reply. Hello. And then thank you so much for thank you for your friendly reply. Goodbye. And we've finished engaging in that dialogue. And that was on set. Jesus Christ. But yes. We just have the basics of the dialogue system in now. So, you know, at the moment, and without, it's 100 USD. Ugh. But at the moment, we don't have, like, any sort of, like, visual, like, changes that occur as a result of starting dialogue. And what do I mean by this? Well, it's simple, really. I do have a window open in Clip Studio to illustrate my point, because you know how much I love doing that. So, at the moment, if I was to represent, like, things from the player perspective, at the moment, so P is for the player, NPC here. The camera at the moment, like, wherever it's positioned when the player begins their dialogue, it will remain fixed in that position. So, for example, if the camera was fixed behind them, it will just, you know, remain fixed behind them, because once dialogue is started, the input mode is set to only be UI only. And as a result of that, we cannot move the camera around and whatnot, but that's, you know, that's expected. You're not supposed to be able to move the camera when you're stuck in that dialogue sequence. A good thing would also be able to, I guess, I'm trying to remember. I don't know if in Spyro, like, going into, like, dialogue with a character stops, like, everything that's happening around you, or if things still move around, but, you know, it's within an area where you're not likely to be attacked by enemies. I'm trying to think about it. But anyway, at the moment, it is just kind of fixed in this position here. There's no, like, specific, like, focal point for, like, a camera that sort of appears or that the game switches to when talking to an NPC. So the one thing that I want to do is I want to change it from this setup right here that we have at the moment to, like, I'm trying to do this shading so it's like, oh yeah, so it's kind of like this. I guess, if that makes sense. Just read something, stream elements is... Oh, that's not good. Oh shit, I use streamer. Ah! Hold on. Evening. Hello, 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 hello. I'll DM. Yeah, no, that's no prob, no prob. Hello. Hello. But yeah, no. I want to be able to have the camera sort of like, or switch to a lower down camera, if that makes sense, as we start dialogue. That's like a visual thing rather than a functional thing. Because the other thing that I want to be able to try and do is, like, when dialogue ends, depending on what, like, line it is, or... I have no idea. Sorry. But I do want to be able to have it so that, like, doing a certain, like, dialogue option triggers a thing in the level. You know, like it would do in, like, other collectathon platforms and also Spyro as a whole. So, being able to do that would be pretty cool. Oh! It's bloody freezing. It's not so bad in my room at the moment, but I am wearing my pajamas and my jumper. It's not so bad right now. I haven't had to put my heater on at least, so... The fucking hell. Nice hot bath earlier. That was lovely. That was absolute bliss. I needed it after today. Yeah. But yeah, no. Triggering things after ending dialogue. That's another thing I want to do. So back in the engine. I say back in the engine. I really I want to go into the code. Oh my god, I need to... Really? I have to log into my bloody JetBrains account to actually continue being able to use the bloody thing. I forgot my JetBrains password. God damn it. Hold on. This is annoying. There we go. And now that's authorized, so I can start using the code again. Still there's more dog like does Kai know? Chat, is this real? Is Tom really streaming? I am indeed, Nick. I am indeed. And also, good news, because the coming week is actually a week where I don't have a lecture. So I might actually be able to do 2 streams in the coming week. Yippee! But yeah, no. The reason why this exists is because I just threw this in just to make sure that shit wasn't completely balked when I upgraded from Windows 10 to 11. 2. I have some questions. Oh. Oh wow, you've gotten far quick. I mean, yeah, goddamn, that's very... Anyway, I need to open the player characters class, because the thing that I want to do here first involves them. So I'm going to close those. I'm also going to close the engine, because we're getting into code now, so... I'm just gonna... Oh, whoops. Pop the... Right, there we go. Brain. Don't just... My brain being, its normal, regular self. If no interaction... Right. The thing that I want to do, I need to create a new... I need to create basically just another camera. So, view property, Visible anywhere. Blueprint. Read only. Meta. Allow private. View camera component. Dialog camera. So the fact that I can't middle mouse click and quickly scroll up in here is kind of annoying. And then I'll say dialog camera equals create default subobject, view camera component, text. And then dialog camera, because I'm not attaching it to a camera boom because I don't want it to sort of like rotate with the player's mouse input. I am just gonna say attach it to the root component. So I'm doing this step by step. So we're getting the other camera set up first. Then I'm gonna see if it, you know, actually messes up which camera is the main focus. Because if it doesn't, then that's great. But if it does, then yeah, then we need to make some adjustments. Gosh. Also, it's funny. It's almost always the case that you two just talk about One Piece while I'm doing this. Oh, yep. Gosh. But I don't want to. So is cola just oil? No, it's cola. Frankie loves cola. Super. Right. Okay. So go back into the engine. Go into the blueprints player. BP wrap player. So now there should be another camera. If we go into the viewport, yeah, there is another camera now. This is the dialogue camera that we just made. So if I move this, now, as I said, the reason why I need to make sure that things are not, you know, balked with this is because I don't know if it's going to focus on that other camera or the camera that we already have. Okay, so it's not... Okay, that's good. But here's the thing. We need to make sure that it's... Right, it's consistent. Sorry about that. But yeah, no, at the very least, it is not starting the game and, you know, saying, oh, we're just going to keep, you know, choosing different cameras. It's consistently sticking with the first one that we made. So, good. Good lord. I believe the next thing would be go back into the code. So back into the code. Okay. Hold on a moment, chat. Okay, there we go. Right. So the thing that I need to do is dialogue. Well, there is not a check. Wait, where is... Oh yeah, I still need to... Right. Player interact. It's player interact. Okay. So ITP, execute, interact. Okay, actually, I need to reopen the engine because I need to take a bit more of a peek at how things are looking at the moment. Not as a case of, oh, I forgot, but more of a case of, I need to see the flow of, like, the processes and how they're occurring. Gosh. But it's not as telegraphed. Right. NPCs. So if I go into character. Oh wait, it's in the dialogue component. Okay, so actually it would be in the dialogue component. So if I go into code, I go back into dialogue system, dialogue component. There we go. Interact implementation. So create a widget for dialogue, which we've done. I need to get rid of these to-dos because I've actioned these to-dos. So oh, I do. Okay, actually, so I do pass. Right, so I do pass the player character in through here. Hmm. Okay, so knowing at the very least how this is looking, and because I passed in the player character, I can use this particular script to force the change, so I think storing like a semi-permanent reference for when we need to... Wait, actually... No, because... Oh yeah, no, on dialogue exit, yep, never mind. But it does like set input mode, So I will need a semi-permanent reference to the player character. ATP underscore player character. The only type I can use is armament. I should probably not pay attention to this because I need to watch. Oh boy, there we go. Right, so we get a semi-permanent reference to the player character. And we know that this is going to be, this is going to be populated because, this is being called from the player. So that is, of course, going to be stored. So... How do I change... Oh, whoops. Right, set view target with blend. Unreal C++, right. Also, should I make a... Ooh, that sounds pretty cool, honestly. Anyway, I'm gonna quickly go bathroom. I'll be back in a few moments, chat. Just hang on tight. I'll be back very soon. All right, I'm back. Okay. Sorry about that. Anyway, I'm trying to figure out because I haven't done anything with like swapping cameras in Unreal. I think it's just set view target with blend. I might be wrong. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. Set view target blend. C++. So it all depends on the player controller. Right, so... PC. Well, that doesn't bloody help me. Ah! Okay, my brain is... I did not... Fuck off! I did not mean to open Microsoft Teams. Right. I'm confuzzled. Let me think. How do I... Yeah, that's one. How to change between the first and third person camera. That's the thing I'm kind of looking for, but not really for a first and third person. I am gonna have to, like, look at this little video quickly. Chat. But what if I want a transition between the two cameras? Because I don't think... Because there is a thing called set active, but it just... Right. Ah. Sorry, chat. This is taking me a while to find stuff. Ugh. Ugh. Gosh, it's kind of annoying. Hold on. May need to actually rethink how I'm doing this. Like, I thought it was like, oh, this is going to be like a small visual tweak, but no, this is actually like, gosh, sorry. Let me think. So in the project, I go into the. Hold on. If I go into the. I'm pretty sure the player. Yeah, the rep. Yeah. So I have the camera boom, or the main camera boom. But what if I had one specifically for this? And then instead of using... But then how would that work? Because then I'd have to adjust the rotation of the camera. This is the thing, does it inherit it there? And then, what is... The HMD. What the fuck is the HMD? Camera mesh in the game. Right, so only the camera boom is the thing that inherits mouse input. So the pawn control rotation for the pitch, you're in the roll. So theoretically, I could just rework it so it's 2 camera booms and then set the attachment, like change the attachment based on, the dialogue started and the dialogue's ended. I could do it that way. Sorry that it took me a while to figure this out. Oh, Soul Edge, or Soul Calibur, or Soul Blade, or fucking... Well, it's just Soul Calibur. But for some reason it was... I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna have to go back in the code and make some tweaks. So... I'm in the wrong class. So we need another camera boom. So, view property, visible anywhere. There we go, that's it. View spring arm component. I should move my drawing tablet out of the way so I have room to type. Why do I do this to myself? View spring arm component pointer dialogue. Because here's the thing. If I was switching between one actor and another camera actor, then that would work, because, you know, that's a thing that you can do. But if I wanted to switch between, or smoothly switch between, like, 2 perspectives, then like if I wanted to swap between two perspectives, like on the same object. So for example, two cameras on the player. There's like one of the simplest ways is setting a camera active and setting a camera inactive. But here's the thing, that results in no like smooth transition from like, oh, where the camera currently is to the dialogue camera, which is not what I want at all. I want it to look nice. So I'm doing it this way, which is a bit more long-winded, but will look better overall. So dialogue camera boom, dialogue, yeah. Then I don't need that. And I don't think I actually need the dialogue camera now if I'm doing this differently now, so... Dialogue camera boom. Create default sub-object. Yeah. Think it's just going to be called dialogue camera. And then do that. Say dialogue camera boom. Set up attachment as usual to the root component. And I'm going to do all this, like, the tweaking the target arm length and the socket offset and its rotation. What I want is dialogue camera boom. And I know it will just be set by false by default. B use pawn control rotation. I want this set to false. I don't want this doing anything in response to, like the control rotation. And hold on, while I'm at it, dialogue camera boom, B inherit pitch. Pitch, yaw, and roll. I'm setting these all to false. Woo, gosh. Ugh, sorry about that again. Ugh. Now, this shouldn't have any problems. And of course, when we open the player character again, once the engine opens back up again, that dialogue camera will be gone, but, you know, that's what I want anyway. I'm hoping okay. Sorry. Anyway, open those. Dialogue camera is gone. Now we have the dialogue camera boom. Now, at the moment, this thing, where are you? Yeah, you're right there. So, at the moment, that's not the rotation I want to affect. That's the one. And of course I can tweak that a bit more when I get to it. I'll say make the socket offset 60 for the time being. And that's where our dialogue camera boom will sit. Sorry about that. Oh, ad break starting in a few minutes. So now that we've got that, I also want to make sure that so now I should switch over to the code window too. The thing that I need is I need a method for managing what's going on with this. So is this in the protected? This might be in the protect. Yeah. Void manage camera transitions view function. Now I might want a boolean here. Bool be swap to main camera. If be oh come on else. So we have those set up. So attach component. So attach the component, attaches the root component of this actor. That's not what I want. So main camera, attached component. Anyway, ads starting. So we'll be back in a few short minutes. So hang on tight. We'll be back very shortly. Okay, we're back. I forgot to put the sign up, but that's fine. So we have attached a component. I need to actually see the parameters again, if that would be nice. So, you seen component in parent, so so we need to attach it to whatever component we need to supply the component that we're wanting to attach this to. So in this case, if we're swapping to the main camera, then we're swapping it to the camera boom. And then I need F attachment transform rules. To be fair, I could just set this up here. I forgot the bloody F. I forgot the letter F. I forgot the bloody... Is this gonna say default? Remove, add, maybe unused. Declarator is never used. How do I create an F transform rules variable? Yeah. Okay. F attachment transform rules. Also, the video that I found for music and stuff is like a compilation of PS1 soundtrack stuff. This is from VibRibbon. Huh. So you would be required to initialize it. The available defaults are listed in the constant section of the... How do I initial... How do I... How do I initialize this? This is mildly annoying. Because I don't think I've properly... It's E attachment rule. Keep world. Oh. Ugh! Keep world transform. There we go. Transform rules. And then... And then what I want to do is main camera, move, constant, hit 0, teleport type. That's not what I want. That's not what I want at all, I don't think, because it's not giving me like an option for overtime, so... It's you, Kismet, sifted there. So, Kismet System Library. Now, I need to double check. So, yep, I do have the Kismet System Library, so I can do this. So, I'm gonna comment this out. Also, I'm realizing I don't... Depending on how this... Because of how I have this set up, I don't think I actually need to have the if statements, because maybe I could use a ternary statement instead. You know what's great? I'm going to do it as a ternary statement. So, main camera set attachment. Oh wait. Attached. So, main camera attached to component. So, we're going to have the parent, we're going to say be swapped to main camera. So, if it's swapping to the main camera, then it's going to be camera boom. Otherwise, it's going to be the thingamajiggy, the dialogue camera boom. Transform rules. And then that's it, because I don't need to insert a socket name. And then here, Kismet system library move component 2. So we're going to take the component, so that's the main camera. And so target relative location, F vector 0, 0, 0. F rotator. We're going to initialize that as 0, 0, 0 as well. Bool ease out. So true. True. And I'm going to say over maybe 0.5 seconds. It says bool be force shortest rotation path. False. I don't want the shortest rotation path. What is an E movement component action? T E numbers by move action. What is that? Hold on, so I say E move component action. Move to target over specified time. Move. F latent action info. That's a struct. So F latent action. How to set up the F latent action info? Because this is a struct that I'm seeing for the first time ever. I'm hoping it doesn't expect me to... Okay, it doesn't expect me to initialize anything. Okay. So I am uncertain as to whether or not this will fully work. I mean, I don't have it set up to actually trigger anywhere at the moment anyway, so... In the dialogue component, say... player, car... Manage camera transitions. Pass in false. To be fair, I should have made it a default parameter, so... And then on exit, callback, I'll say... Player, car... Manage camera transitions true. I'll set player character to null. Right. Okay. So now that I have that little bit changed, well, I'm gonna go rest now. Good luck with the rest of the stream. Cannot wait for your next one a month. It won't be a month later. It'll be in a few days. Trust me, it will be in a few days, Hazel. I guarantee it. And now we're going to compile. And hopefully the project doesn't explode when I attempt to do this. Watch it. Hey. 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 Hey now. I may have had some internet issues like a few days ago, but that doesn't mean it will keep happening. Hopefully it'll be sorted soon, so who knows? Who knows? To be fair, I needed to click the button, so thank you. There we go. Right. Back to the project. Oh shit. Alright, see you, Zazel. See you around. Anyway, like I said, I have no idea whether or not this is going to work. It did not. It did not. Odd. So, manage camera transitions. Right. So I don't even know if this is being called. So if I go in UE underscore log temp warning text swapping camera booms. And we're gonna try and... There we go. Brain, project, open. Right, so we're getting into the output log. I'm going to see if it's actually calling the method. If it's not calling the method, then I don't know. Okay, so it is... What? It is calling the method. It's calling the method on both accounts, but it's not actually doing it. Did I miss something? I might have missed something. Actually, characters. Right. Brain? My brain is not braining at the moment. PP. It got PP. This is reminding me of the one thing that I did during my final year of uni. Hold on. I don't think I have the screenshot of it on my phone anymore. I probably most likely don't. Sadly, I don't. It was a funny little thing. It was a thing that I was doing that was kind of similar to this, but it was unintentional. Well, first it was unintentional, then I thought, wait a minute, and then I did it, and it was funny. Yeah. Player, rap player, the red. Just to double check, dialogue camera boom. Yeah, it's supposed to be down there. So I need to check if the attachment is actually happening. So the method's being called, but if I go into Drat, wait, where? How are the attachments looking? Okay, that's not... Oh, wait, it's not using pawn control rotation. That's... Ah! Ah! And then F8. How is the camera boom looking now? So pawn control rotation. Right, because I don't even think... If I look at Rap Player, where is the camera? Where is it visualized as being? It's visualized as being up there. Even though the... Where's the dialogue camera boom? Where the fuck? Let me think. I'm trying to look and see. Because it feels like it doesn't want to be there, like in the position that I set it to. Hey, Day. So it's... If I could get an exact reading on where the dialogue camera boom is supposed to be, if I ate fucking cheese sticks, when will I learn? Wait a minute. So, hello, Hello, Heater. You have not been here for ages. Hello. But now that I've found that one of my best... Wait, does oomph just mean one of my friends? Is that what it means? I just thought oomph was a random... I didn't fucking know! I thought oomph was just a word people latched onto. And just like, yeah, no, it just means friend. Like, yeah, sure. I didn't realize oomph means one of my friends. It can mean one of my followers too, but generally friend. I didn't fucking know! I didn't realize! If you want to clip this as evidence of I only just learned this or me being an old man, then you can do that. You can do that because yeah. Because goddamn, I genuinely didn't know. I genuinely didn't know that oomph just meant one of my friends. Or one of my followers. I just thought it was just a random word that people latched onto, you know, like the internet normally does. So if I do that, and then select the player... Yeah, no, it's just staying fixed. So... So first things first, that's not... So if I... Because I know it's like... The thing I want is to rotate it on the Z. It's the yaw. Hello, hello! Welcome! So if my nose itches. Sorry. So I need to do inherit yaw for the dialogue camera boom. And hopefully this fixes that. It's going pretty good, thank you. Hopefully this fixes the one issue, because, oh, it actually seems to be rotating with it now. Okay, so... My main problem was that I thought it was all aligned with each other, but no. Inherit yaw is the one thing that I need to actually keep this thing relative to where I want the dialogue or the camera to be positioned during dialogue. But I was a bit of a silly numpty. Anyway, I don't think it will still... Yeah, it's still not gonna move the camera to where it wants to be, because I feel like something's still wrong. Or it might have made, like, an error within the code. That's always possible. Anyway, and I hope your day's going well. Sorry about that. Right. Code. Back to Rider. For the moment, I have keyboard transform. I don't know if... I might be doing stuff wrong. Clipped. Thank you, Heater. Things are good. Working on some Unreal Engine myself. I'm new to all... Oh, right. Okay, okay. To be fair, it took me a good chunk of time to get used to things anyway, but, you know, you eventually get used to it over time. Okay. I don't think there's... How long have I been doing this stuff? Specifically myself, I've been learning Unreal for 2 years, but I've been working on this project for over a year at this point, but it's been, you know, slow and whatnot. I say I know a fair bit of things, but I'm still not the greatest with things with the engine and C++ and whatnot. There's still a fair bit that I need to learn and get used to and all that. One moment. There you go. Still getting used to blueprints myself. Oh yeah, no. Because to be fair, like, blueprints are a very good, like, jumping in point. And then you slowly warm yourself up to everything. But... like, for the longest time, I avoided Unreal because I was more comfortable with, like, Unity and C# for the longest time until all the stuff that happened with Unity 2 years ago. And then, even then, for a while, learning C++ was still a bit daunting because it's like, wait, you're separating this into that and that into this, and then you've got all these things that you have to do with pointers and references and whatnot, and you have everything else in between, and it's just, ugh, this is so much. Oh, whoops. Oh boy. Anyway, the thing I'm trying to figure out is... Right, so I don't know if my problem... Because... If I check how things are looking with where the camera boom is, it's where I wanted it. Yeah, no, it was so... Someone else who knows. It was so... Oh, God. Like, it's like, wow, I trusted you. How could you do this to us? Even though I hadn't released it, like, properly released anything with Unity at that point, because I was still just learning and whatnot, and doing stuff alone. But at the same time, it's like, wow, if I ever wanted to actually release anything with Unity, what the hell? So, you know, I made that decision, and then, you know, haven't really looked back since then, because I know it's like, since then, they've sort of walked things back, but the damage was already done. People flocked to either Unreal or Godot. I still want to try and learn a little bit of Godot at some point, just to have that in my back pocket as well, just in case. But, you know, doesn't hurt to learn. Doesn't hurt to learn at all. So that is where it's supposed to be. But in terms of, like, where does that camera boom end up? Okay, so that camera boom is still there. Okay, so there's definitely something going on with the move component to thing. So I'm gonna go... Wait, hold on. Actually, I should quit play mode before I do anything. Go back into the code. So move component to main camera. Okay, It might be with how I have that spring arm component set up as well, because at the moment, it is also just kind of at like a 0 position. It's just affected the rotation. And I know the best practice is normally do not do anything with moving a spring arm component, but I feel like I'm gonna have to resort to this just so I can actually get it to do what I want it to do. So don't do what I'm about to do. It's not normally it's not normally best practice to do this. It's been really awesome talking. You're really glad I stumbled across your channel. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for that. I need to head off shortly, so best of luck with your project and look forward to seeing more of your streams. Yeah, no. Every Sunday is always a game dev stream, and every other Wednesday is either a game dev or it's going to be like playthrough stuff, because like aside from the game dev, I also just play games generally on stream, but yeah, no, just as a heads up. But yeah, no, thank you ever so much for that. And thank you for stopping by. It was good talking to you too. Right, anyway, don't do what I'm about to do, because this is not good practice. This is not good practice for what you should do with a spring arm component. I'm gonna have to draw in the target arm length a bit. 0. Oh wait, no, not 0. It's gonna have to be 10. And this is a test. If it still doesn't work, then I have no idea. It still doesn't work. Okay. Maybe it's because I say keep world. Or I use keep world for the setup attachment and then... Wait, where does the camera component end up when I do the thing? So if I look at the main camera is still up here. Dialogue, camera boom is down here. So really, it's supposed to move to 0. But it doesn't move to 0. Yeah, no, this account was literally that message from that person, that Diddy Oil, that account was created 2 minutes ago. Yeah, no, get fucked. Yeah, the name was literally Diddy Oil. And the account was made 2 minutes ago. Yeah, fucking insane. Absolutely insane. Like... like, that's just purely insane. That's crazy. That's crazy. Wait, I'll say... Wait, F vector, target, location. Actual Diddy blood in the chat. Sorry. I just peeked the fucking the clip name. Bro learns what it means. I'm never going to be able to live that one down. You're going to bring... I feel like you and the others are going to bring it up at any point to use as evidence for... Yes, so, Tom, you're an old man. You're this age, but actually you're old. I'm never beating the old man allegations. Opponent location. Wait, what do you mean? Oh, yeah, no, I remember now. I completely forgot that I turned it into a ternary statement. F rotator, target rotation. Oh. Hello, friend. I was not expecting that name to join the stream. I was loving it. Thank you. Oh, God. Just everything happens, and the last thing I expected was the actual Diddy Blood to make an account a few minutes before and then get banned immediately. I don't think they were expecting that immediately. Like, good lord, get component rotation. And I don't know if it does this for, like, world rotation, but dialogue camera boom. Get component rotation. So I have this set up here, then target location. Whoops. Target. Oh, whoops. Ah! Target rotation. Thank you very much. Think. Target location, target rotation. I need to close the engine. I don't know if this is going to necessarily work the way I want it to, but we try. Right, okay, so that may not necessarily be what we need, but it might work. It still doesn't work, what do you mean? If I say rat, so if I look at the chords for the okay, so it's using relative rather than the world. So what I need is something different. I need to change my why? Get component. How do I get the relative? So in world space, how do I get the location of the component in relative space? Get component relative. The world transforms both the grandparent and the children. Right. Right. Hold on. So, like, it's changing the attachments. Like, that's the thing that's confusing me. That it's, what is F? can be made const. Like, I need to look at this. So go to declarations or usages, F latent act. So linkage, ID. So I think that's just for a callback. Target location, target rotation, which we have. I was thinking this is kind of familiar. This is Chrono Cross. I haven't played that one yet. I did enjoy Chrono Trigger though. So the friend that got Guilty Gear Force called Soul a bad person. I mean, Soul bad guy. Like, they said, kill your wife 4 times, ripping out your grandkid's eye is not a good thing. Okay. I feel like I'm gonna have to do this completely differently. Because this is obviously not working. Let me think. Which is kind of infuriating. Let me reopen the engine first. Nothing I'm finding on YouTube helps. Genuinely, nothing on YouTube is giving me any pointers. And anyway, I should probably go back into the code again. Because how I'm wanting to try and move things isn't working. It is a game dev struggle, yes. Nice! Because it's not moving it. Alas, I cannot help you. Sadly, you cannot hear. So move. Move to target over specified time. What if I force the shortest rotation path? Component location. I use Godot, don't look at me. I'll do a little jig, maybe that... maybe that'll help. Thank you, here. Maybe the little jig will give me a bit of a hand. I don't think force shortest rotation will actually affect anything. I doubt it will affect anything. Yeah, it doesn't. Right. Do. All I wanted was to add like a little bit of visual flair. Because if I comment this out, you know, just to preserve it for the time being, and I re-added the, like, the other camera component, view property, and I do this. You camera oh, yeah. Speaking of old game dev stuff, I was like, What did you get from it? If you do a move at the right time, you get to play extra turn that let you in the end. Oh, right. Wait a minute. I got some more cheese sticks. Should I test my luck? I don't know. I did not mean to do log macros. What the fuck? Right, ads are starting. We'll be back in a few. Right, we're back. Okay, I was about to say that took a moment. I made some adjustments to the code. I tried a little change in the engine to like this bit with the socket name. That didn't make any difference. So I'm just gonna like for the time being, just to make sure that this can actually function, I'm just going to use like the method is just setting them active and setting them inactive and whatnot, which kind of sucks. So go into Rat Player, go into the viewport, have the other camera, the dialogue camera that's here. Because ideally, like, this will work, but it won't have, like, the nice effect that I want. Because if I do this, Yeah, but I think it actually needs to be drawn out a little bit now that I think about it. Or either that. Why is it just not letting me... mildly annoying. Wait, that's dialogue camera boom, not dialogue camera. Really? So annoying. Attach it to the... I can't... Right. And then rotate. Because ideally, if I do this, this is how I'd want it to look. But obviously, rather than just, you know, like, immediately transition like that, or immediately flash in, I want it to just transition smoothly. But for now, I'm going to have to use that until I can figure out how to, you know, do it a lot smoother. But yeah, no. I'm gonna wrap things up there for the night because it is just past 11. So, yes. To everyone who showed up, and to everyone watching things back on the VOD, whether it's here on Twitch or on YouTube, depending on when you're watching this, thank you ever so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Because the coming week is a week where I don't have any lectures on, I should be able to stream on Wednesday. Whether that is the game dev or continuing Dream Drop Distance level 1, I haven't decided yet, because I still need to finish that playthrough. I will decide before then, but yes, thank you ever so much for being here. Really, really, really appreciate it. And as always, I'll see you all again in the very next one. So until then, take care of yourselves and have